So, today we're going to unpack a single, simple rule that completely changed modern manufacturing. I mean, this is an idea so powerful, it basically reinvented how the world builds everything, from our cars to our computers.
All right, so let's kick things off with a question that sounds a little impossible, right? How do you build something with practically nothing on hand? Think about it. No giant warehouse packed with parts, no huge piles of materials just sitting around. How could that possibly work?
You know, the answer isn't some crazy complex algorithm or a giant textbook. It's actually way simpler than that. It all comes down to following one very powerful, very precise rule. And this is that rule, the whole idea in a nutshell, just-in-time manufacturing. All it really means is building a system where materials show up only when they're needed. That's it. That's the whole thing. But believe me, packed inside that simple sentence is a revolutionary way of thinking. Okay, so how does this one little sentence have so much power? Well, the real magic is hidden in the details. It's all about understanding two things, the what, and even more importantly, the when. All right, let's break it down. First up, materials arrive. This is the what, right? It's the physical stuff, the screws, the steel, the circuit boards, the actual components you need to do the work. Pretty straightforward. But here's where it gets really cool, the part that changed everything. Only when needed. This is the when, and honestly, it's the real game changer. The focus isn't if the materials get there, it's about the precise moment they show up. Not a second too early, and definitely not a second too late. And this, right here, shows you the difference in a nutshell. The old way, you'd have these giant piles of materials just sitting there, waiting around for someone to need them. That's not just clutter, that's cash tied up, storage fees, and a huge risk of those parts going bad or becoming obsolete. But the just-in-time way is completely different. The right materials are actively arriving for the work at the exact moment the work is ready to start. It really all boils down to this one idea. The secret isn't in what's showing up, but precisely when it shows up. The absolute genius of this system is all in the timing. Okay, so we get the what and the when. Now let's see what happens when you put them together perfectly. When you do that, you don't just get a better process, you create something we can call the perfect flow. So check this out. In an ideal world, it looks like this. Step 1, a worker on the line identifies a need. Step 2, the exact part they need for that exact job arrives. And step 3, the work begins instantly. See what's missing there? There's no waiting, no storage. It's just this perfectly smooth handoff. And a cool side effect of this is that you spot problems right away. If a bad part shows up, the whole line knows immediately. It forces this intense focus on quality that you just don't get when you have a warehouse full of spares to fall back on. So what just-in-time really does is it takes all these separate steps, like ordering parts, receiving them, and then actually using them, and it kind of melts them into one single continuous motion. It's less like a checklist and, yeah, way more like a river. But why does this matter so much? I mean, really? Because this isn't just about moving boxes around more efficiently. Following this one rule demands a complete shift in your mindset. It's a whole philosophy. And that whole philosophy, the entire goal, it can actually be summed up with a single number. 0. Yep, the entire goal is the relentless pursuit of 0. 0 time wasted waiting around for a part to arrive. 0 money tied up in inventory that's just sitting on a shelf not doing anything. 0 wasted space in a warehouse. It's this constant quest for absolute efficiency, which frees up so much money and makes a company unbelievably agile and quick to respond to change. All right, so let's wrap this up. If you're going to remember just a few things from our deep dive, make it these. First, just-in-time is a principle of timing, not just a way to manage your inventory. Second, the whole point is to create this seamless, non-stop workflow that actually helps expose problems and drive quality up. And finally, it's a mindset that puts efficiency above literally everything else by getting rid of waste in all its forms. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? This whole idea started on a factory floor, but the principle behind it is, well, it's universal. So I'll just leave you with this question. What in your own life, maybe your work, your kitchen, your projects, what could benefit from running just in time?